Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Dignified 2K. We're back with another video. We're finally on NBA 2K21. I know some of you guys might be trolling. It doesn't really look like 2K21, but you guys will see they've added a couple new things. I know you guys are looking for that 6'8" point guard, so we'll kind of talk through it and give you my perspective about that. But today we're here with the LUKA DONCIC build, and I'll go through real quickly since this will be my first 2K21 video. You'll see there's been some new pie charts added into the game. I'll say this, you guys can see like these two right here. You might, if you just glance at it, think it's the exact same one. You guys can see the stats change a little bit. One's more heavily towards blue, one's more, balanced between the two. And then of course they've kind of added this new pie chart right here where it looks like it's mainly red and green, and I don't know, it just looks a little bit different. This is kind of, I guess, more towards the heavily towards the red. I don't know, it's just weird. But today I think the best way that we're going to be able to make this LUKA DONCIC build is if we go with the pure playmaking. You guys will see how we make this build. It actually turns out really good. Again, it's kind of the same thing as 2K20 when we make the builds, but I think the best thing that you guys will still be able to do, it just depends. I think the best version of this build would probably still be the pure speed. I think you could get away with using something a little bit like this, maybe even the vertical if you guys would like that. Speed and vertical I think might be still pretty good, but I think we're gonna go with the pure speed on the build like this. I think the vertical will be good enough, especially I think this build for the twos will be insane. Now when it comes to upgrading this, you're gonna have to do it kind of carefully. The way that I wanted to make this build is to have 9 finishing badges, so I will go ahead and max out all of my finishing to right here, and then I want my driving dunk to be 47 because I do believe at 50 you'll be able to upgrade and get some new dunks. And then we'll put our post hook just up to 35 so we can get at least 9 finishing badges. Like I said, I think that's a pretty safe spot. You don't want to do too much because you're going to lose out a lot of these other stats, which I do think are going to be valuable this year. And then of course the shooting badges, you want to go ahead and at least get the 12 that you're definitely going to be able to get, and then you can kind of tinker with it. You can take a couple off. And then playmaking, of course we got to max that out. You got to have max ball handle. We want to get a lot of these playmaking badges, so we'll go ahead and leave it at 94. And then this is where it gets interesting, the defensive badges. We have 130, but we want to make it to where we can get enough badges. From going back to 2K20, we know that block shot is not that big. I still got a lot of chase down block animations with just, chase down artists if I wanted to use that. So we kind of want to max out the, the spots to where we're going to be able to get the most badges. We're going to go ahead and max out the defensive rebound. We've got steal maxed out. We definitely want lateral quickness. And then of course we want the perimeter defense. I think those are some things that actually matter. And then we're left to just one. Maybe you could put it on like post. I don't know. You can really, I guess, can have the 95 pass accuracy. We're going to end up with something like this. Like I said, guys, you might want to upgrade interior defense. It all kind of matters how you want to play. You guys remember last year I didn't really mess with my interior defense on some builds, and some builds I did. I kind of told a big difference. But you guys can see right here, the one downside of upgrading interior defense is you don't have a lot of these defensive badges. So I think the best way to make a build like this, just off the rip and actually play the game, I think you have to upgrade the defensive rebound just so you can get those badge points. Then of course we're gonna go with solid. I think Luka's pretty solid. Now this is the biggest thing this year, guys. The 6'8" point guard has been introduced into the game. Now this is my thought process, and I'll explain it as we go through the video. If you're a grinder, you guys know I grind tons of my builds out. The 6'8" point guard looks really good. If you guys remember last year, they had the 95 to 99 system. That is looking like it's back into the game. As I'm making this video, nothing has been announced, but that's what it's looking like. I'll show you guys what I mean as we go through the video. But you'll see we've got a 69 three-pointer, but as we go up to 99, we'll have like a 73. If my math's correct, we'll have a 73, which is actually pretty solid. But the 6'7" looks really good as well. You'll be able to speed boost pretty much off rip at 6'7". 6'8", it's kind of looking like a little bit more the play glass type of build. Once you max this build out though, you'll have that 82, which is looking like it'll be enough. If you guys have somebody with floor general, or you just get a little bit of your takeover, you're going to be able to speed boost. Another thing that changes, not so much this year, I think it was a big thing last year, is the finishing badges. You can see 6'7" to 6'8", you don't really lose too much, but 6'8", you lose a lot of your lateral quickness and perimeter defense, which could be pretty big, and you don't really gain that much defensive rebounds and stuff like that. You get a little bit, but it's not that big of a difference. It's up to you guys. From here on out, I think I'm gonna go from the beginning of the game. I think just to be unique, I might go 6'8" because you guys know I grind a lot of these builds out. I think the 6'8" could be good. If you're not looking to grind this build out that much, or you don't want to put too much into a build early on, the safest way you can make this build would definitely be 6'7". So we'll go ahead and click 6'7". But like I said, 6'8" doesn't look too bad if you're willing to grind the build out. The best way, if you want to get speed, you could go minimum weight. I wouldn't really recommend it. Your strength goes down a lot, but you know, LUKA DONCIC is 230. So like I said, if you want to do something like that, you could go 225. I wouldn't really recommend it. I think the 89 speed would be kind of like the balance. So you can go with like 202, and that looks pretty good for me. At 200 pounds even actually looks pretty solid. And then if this is where it gets interesting, like I said, the biggest thing is going to be shooting this year. Minimum wingspan, I don't think is going to be the wave. I believe you can get away with the default wingspan, still play good interior defense with default. You'll still be able to contest shots, I believe, pretty well. And then again, you're still in that safe pocket, which Mike Wang has tweeted about a lot this year, with the 72-ish 3-ball. I think that's what's going to be. You're going to have a 70-something 3-ball, I do think, to shoot this year. I don't think if you go minimum wingspan and get 74, it's going to make a huge difference. But if you go max wingspan, you guys can see your ball handles down a lot, and you're just going to have to grind the build out a little bit more. So I think 84 is actually looking really solid. As I'm editing this, guys, if you go to 200 pounds, one thing you will notice that I just noticed, you're not going to be able to get this shot creating takeover option. On the pure playmaker, the playmaking or shot creating, I think, is the best one to do. For LUKA DONCIC, I think you would like to have shot creating takeover. So what I would say is at least go to 215. I think you'll be able to go away with 214 and still be able to get the shot creating takeover and still have that max speed that you'll be able to get. I think this is the best option. Of course, if you guys remember last year, the shot creating, playmaking, or slashing takeover did give you a +10 to your ball handle, so you'll be able to speed boost a lot better. I think, you know, shot creating takeover is looking like it'll be pretty overpowered. Again, we don't know if you'll be able to break ankles only with playmaking takeover. Again, it's just up to you at this point. I think shot creator is probably more of a LUKA one, but you couldn't go wrong with playmaking either. So you guys will be able to see it comes out as a playmaker: Jamal Murray, Kirk Heinrich, and Spencer Dinwiddie. This is what I'm talking about. Now, last year, if you guys didn't know this 99 in the builder is actually 95. So they haven't confirmed it as I'm making this video if 95 to 99 is still a thing and you get the +4. I'm just going by the way this game looks and everything. It looks like that's the case. So you can go ahead and add another +4 to all of these once you get to 99 overall. So that overall, this build is looking really good. You'll see the badges. The biggest thing, I'll go ahead and start off with shooting. You might think 12 is not enough, but if you guys did not know, they did take out the quick draw badge, so you don't need quick draw anymore. Silver Green Machine, Hall of Fame Hot Zone Hunter, and you don't have to use quick draw anymore. So you have the 4 to 3 extra ones you can probably throw on this. If you want to do difficult shots, you can do something like that. I think LUKA definitely has at least gold difficult shots. You might want to do like clutch shooter, dead eye, something like that, volume shooter. You can kind of mess around with the badges as you would like. We never know how good these badges actually could be, so that's just my perspective from that. And then of course the playmaking, you have a lot, pretty much the exact same badges again. You definitely want that. Space Creator would be nice to have. Bailout, at least on silver. I honestly think in real life he's got like Hall of Fame Bailout, but I'm just kind of going by the best way to use these badges. Throw on a little bit of that dimer action to help your teammates out. Tight handles might be good, it might not be, we don't really know. Floor general, you guys can kind of play it like you did last year with the playmaking badges. Defensively, I honestly am a big believer you just need clamps and intimidator on a build like this. Obviously it would be nice maybe to throw on like on a pig dodger or something like that. We don't know how the screen is going to work this year, but I think this build on the 2s is probably going to be the most overpowered build in the game. Fancy footwork on gold, you got acrobat silver, consistent silver, you could throw on slithery, something like that, or contact finisher, whatever the case is. I think 9 is perfect for this. Honestly, this build looks extremely overpowered. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments section. Is this a pretty good LUKA build? If you guys enjoyed the video, let me know. Like I said, the gameplay kind of feels exactly the same. I would show you guys a little bit of the gameplay, but the gameplay, I've already played through it. It feels exactly the same. You don't really get to mess around with the dribble animation, so it's kind of like last year, so you can't really experiment as much. But if you guys are new to the channel, go ahead and drop a like. If you enjoyed the build, go ahead and subscribe. Let me know what you guys your initial thoughts of the game are. Like I said, I'll kind of go a little bit more detail as the videos go through. You guys got to remember, this game is not transferring over to the new gen, so I won't be making a ton of builds, but I know some of you guys might only be able to play on this for a little while, and of course I'm going to be playing it for about 2 or 3 months. So make sure to comment down below what builds you guys would like for me to try to make again. Like I said, I want to try to make a few new things. Maybe some of these builds will transfer over to 2K21 on next gen, just the way that we want to make it. So like I said, comment down below what you guys want to see me try to make. But again, guys, thanks for the support. It's been your boy Dignified. I'm out. Peace.